My name is Lana Velasquez. I'm 29, from San Diego. I never thought I'd be the type of woman who would become a detective in her own relationship. But when love turns into suspicion, you start noticing the turbulence before the plane even takes off. They say trust is the foundation of love. For me, it started with turbulence. I'd been dating Ethan for almost 4 years. He was charming, ambitious, and constantly on business trips to Seattle, Dallas, or sometimes even Chicago. I used to admire his drive, his long hours, his late-night calls about clients, until one night, I picked up his jacket to do laundry and found a boarding pass 2 seats booked, both under his name. At first, I laughed it off. A booking mistake, right? But then, I noticed the hotel name scribbled on the back, not his usual business stay, a couple's resort. That was the moment my heart sank and my instincts took flight. I started noticing things. His phone never left his hand. He'd step outside to take calls, always whispering. His texts became shorter, colder. One night, curiosity got the best of me. While he was in the shower, I unlocked his phone using Face ID. There it was. A message from someone saved as Jordan M., client. The message read, "Can't wait for our weekend getaway again, baby? Same flight?" That's when my blood ran cold. I clicked on the chat. There were pictures Ethan and a brunette woman lounging poolside, drinks in hand. The timestamp? The same weekend he said he was closing a deal in Seattle. He wasn't closing deals. He was opening hotel doors. I didn't cry. Not yet. Instead, I started planning. I tracked his next business trip. Miami. I checked his email on his laptop. He'd booked the trip for the following Thursday. I cross-checked the flight manifest using his frequent flyer login. Seat 14A, Ethan Daniels. Seat 14B, Jordan Marks. And just like that, my heart turned to steel. If he wanted to play games at 30,000 feet, he'd better buckle up. I booked a seat on the same flight. Row 15, right behind them. The day came. I dressed in business casual, hair tied back, calm as ever. Ethan thought I was spending the weekend with my mom. He had no idea I'd be sitting right behind him, watching his every move. At the airport, I saw them. He was holding her hand, laughing. It was like watching a horror movie. I couldn't pause. They boarded first. I followed right after, sunglasses on, pretending to be on a call. As I slid into my seat, I could hear them giggling. Every "baby and I missed you" hit me like a slap. Once the plane reached cruising altitude, I opened my laptop. On the screen were printed screenshots of their texts, the hotel receipts, and the photos of them together. I'd turned them into a neatly formatted presentation like a professional expose. I flagged down a flight attendant and said, "Excuse me, could you please deliver this to passenger Ethan Daniels in 14A? It's urgent for our company review." She nodded and handed it over. I watched as Ethan opened it. At first, confusion, then shock. Then sheer panic as his mistress leaned over to see what it was. She gasped, "What the hell is this, Ethan?" Everyone around turned to look. I leaned forward and said, "That's your client, Jordan Marks? Because it looks like your girlfriend to me." The air was thick. Ethan stammered, the color drained from his face. Jordan grabbed her phone and started scrolling, realizing he'd told her she was the only one. They started arguing loudly. The flight attendant came over, but I said calmly, "It's fine, we're just sorting out some business, personal and professional." Passengers started recording. Ethan tried to whisper, "Lana, please, let's talk when we land." I smiled coldly. "You said that the last time I found lipstick on your collar. I'm done talking. You can explain yourself to her. She deserves to know how many business trips you've taken." Jordan stood up mid-flight and threw her drink on him. The cabin gasped. Meanwhile, I pulled out my phone, showing everyone his dating app profile under a fake name created during one of his conferences. He was trapped. No exits. Not at 30,000 feet. When we landed, Ethan tried to chase me through the terminal. I walked straight to baggage claim, turned around, and said, "Oh, and by the way, the apartment lease, it's under my name. You can find your stuff in storage." His face went pale. I'd also closed our joint account the night before the flight and moved the money into my own savings. He had nothing but his carry-on bag and a destroyed reputation. By the time he returned home, Jordan had already dumped him. And his company HR had received an anonymous email with screenshots of his business trip behavior. He lost his promotion, his girlfriend, and his image. Me? I booked a solo trip to Greece with the miles he'd racked up lying to me. Because if there's one thing I learned, it's that some turbulence is worth flying through if it leads to freedom. They thought they could keep me grounded in lies, but I made sure they crash-landed in truth.
Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this, go watch the one on the left and don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more tales of triumph over injustice and a saga of ultimate revenge.